Hey guys, it is Soncerae here. I just wanted to share something interesting with you that I don't usually talk about. I don't usually talk about these things on my channel because usually when I start talking about science, technology, things that I am extremely interested in, usually I get a lot of strange backlash. I remember when I first started talking about me being inside of the technology field, a lot of people were very, very judgmental. A lot of people said a lot of negative things, and it shocked me. But it shouldn't have, because being inside of the tech industry, I'm always surrounded by men, and a lot of times, men do not believe that women should be in certain, positions inside of technology. A lot of men feel like women aren't smart enough, or, it's a stereotype of what tech people should look like and what race they should have and gender they should have. So I don't like to talk about technology a lot on my channel, so I don't do it. I created another channel, a tech channel called Miss CPU TV, and I haven't even been posting on there a lot because a lot of negativity from this channel was coming onto that channel because people were claiming that I was lying about being a part of the tech field, which, everyone knows me who's in close proximity to me. You guys know I'm in the tech field. I mean, I've been in the tech field for almost 10 years now. So I've always been into technology. It's just not something that I put to the forefront. So today I'm going to do a video about it, a live stream about it. And thank you for tuning into my live stream, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Also, keep in mind that my live streams will no longer be free after April 1st. They will only be free on Instagram. So you got to follow me on Instagram at The Real Soncerae. Here, my live streams will only be for paid members only. Okay. My content will be for paid members only. Okay. All right. So I wanted to talk about electronic welfare and the current state of our world, not just our country, but our world. Okay. Now, the theory surrounding around what's our world is about our smartphones. Now, there's certain things that I can't say because I'm trying to keep it limited because YouTube will demonetize it. And anytime I speak about sickness or illness or what's happening inside of our country right now, YouTube purposely demonetizes it. And if any of you know, have been a content creator, you know that when your stuff is demonetized, YouTube doesn't really promote it like that. They only promote stuff that is monetized, and even then, they're barely doing that. Okay. Also, I think that most of the people who are subscribed to my channel, you're not getting notifications. Even if you've hit the notification bell, you're not getting them. So, a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel are not watching my videos. And when I look at the demographics of my channel, what I see is that people who are not subscribed to my channel are watching me a lot more than people who are actually subscribed, because a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel don't even know that I'm posting. And I end up finding this out when they email me like, why haven't you been posting any videos, or why I haven't seen you in over a year? And I'm thinking, damn, I only was gone for like 3 weeks, you know what I mean? Or like maybe a month or something. So, of course, I try to take my social media break and my smartphone breaks where I get a refresher and, spend time with my family, and I got to take care of my son. So, sometimes I'll not be posting, and I'll come back though. I'll always return back with something. And so, again, in this live stream, I want to talk about electronic warfare. And the reason why is because I saw that they were talking about this theory, right? That our phones are what's spreading illness. Now, here's what I want to be clear about, and I posted it on my Facebook today. Okay? When we start talking about stuff like 4G, 5G, your network, whether you're T-Mobile, Metro PCS, Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, whatever it is, okay? It isn't necessarily your phone that's spreading virus, all right? Now, a lot of people jump to conclusions when they don't understand something. So I'm going to break it down for you. And because I'm in the tech industry and I'm very much into science, I can break this down for you the best way I can in layman's terms. So it won't sound so confusing, because a lot of people get afraid of technology and afraid of science. And so I'm going to explain it the best way I can't. All right, so 4G, when 4G was released, y'all remember this. When 4G was released, there were a lot of people out there that were becoming ill. And before 4G was released, there were no tests done to see what 4G would actually do to the human body. Do y'all remember when we were younger? Like I'm 40, some of y'all are younger, but I'm 40 years old. So when I was younger, the microwave was like something that was new. And a lot of times people would tell you stuff like, don't stand too close to the microwave. You're not supposed to stand in front of the microwave because of the radiation. And a lot of people like threw that out the window because, the human race doesn't take serious things that they can't see, which is weird to me because you can't see your phone connected to anything, but you still get on it and text your friends, or post, social media quotes and emojis and stuff. And it's up on the internet for the world to see in a matter of seconds, yet you still don't believe in what you can't see. A lot of people don't believe in frequency and waves. And when I talk about the law of attraction and you can attract what you want inside of your life. A lot of people don't believe this stuff to be real, when in actuality it is. Frequency and waves are very real. You, as a human being, you are a beacon. Okay, you are basically calling stuff to you. You're like a human magnet. All right. So there are things that there are good frequencies, okay, and there are bad frequencies. There are good wavelengths and there are bad wavelengths. Okay, just like there's certain stuff we can't eat, certain stuff we can't drink, some stuff is poison, some stuff we can't get too much of, some stuff it has to be a balance. And with radiation, some radiation we get, it's okay because it's a little bit. But like for instance, the radiation that goes into a microwave, but if it's around you too much, it can harm your body. Just like people who are diagnosed with cancer, they go and do radiation treatment. And what a lot of people don't understand, what radiation treatment is doing is basically weakening everything. It's just basically just trying to kill off everything inside of your body, and it weakens your immune system. That's why a lot of people who are under radiation treatment don't survive. Okay, who have cancer, but what they're trying to do is kill the cancer off with the radiation. Radiation is bad. But what I do want to tell you is that, and a lot of people don't know this, 4G and 5G radiation is real. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not something some people made up. And usually when we're talking about 5G, we're talking about 60 gigahertz. Okay, that's what usually people who are scientific or who are in the tech industry, that's what we call 5G. We call it 60 gigahertz because everything is about megabytes, gigahertz, whatever. All right, when you're measuring frequency, wavelengths, or energy, or whatever. You use it in gigahertz, or you guys know when you have your laptop and you need some space or some memory, how many gigabytes you can get. It's the same thing. It's like a measuring tool. Okay, like a centimeter or a millimeter. So 5G is basically 60 gigahertz, okay? And that's frequency. Like, frequency is also can be found in sound. All right, when something is really really loud, it can still depend on the frequency. Like if you go onto YouTube, right, and you look up binaural beats, okay, some of those beats have healing uh, properties to them. Like you can turn it on and it can heal your headache. Like anytime I have a headache, I get online and I look for the migraine headache, like binaural beats, and within maybe 15 to 20 minutes my headache is gone without me having to take any type of medication. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes to an hour, but for the most part it takes 15 to 20 minutes for me to listen to this frequency. And depending upon what frequency it is, sometimes if the frequency is high, um, the sound will be higher, and if the frequency is low, the sound will be lower. And keep in mind that we're translating sound the best way we can as human beings. Dogs translate sound very different from we do. But do we look at dogs and be like, oh, you lying about what you hear? No, they hear stuff we can't hear, and we know that to be true. It's not something that we see, it's not something that we experience directly, but we know it to be true. So it's the same thing with frequency and wavelengths and stuff that has to do with your phone. Okay, so what's happening with people, right? And who are living in a 5G environment where their entire country or their entire state or their entire whatever is filled with 5G, a lot of these people are getting illnesses because the frequency is weakening their immune system. Okay, that's what it's doing. It isn't when people start talking about the 5G theory and how, it's the reason why the coronavirus is spreading, that's not true. The truth is, people who are in environments where it's a lot of 5G and even a lot of 4G going on, your immune system is weakened and it's harder for you to fight off illness. Okay, now we know that this virus attacks your lungs, all right? We know. Now I told you guys the other day when I first started talking about this, I was talking about my mom and how she was like gasping for air. She had shortness of breath. She couldn't breathe. She was coughing because this virus, just like any other virus, supposedly attacks the lungs. Now here's my thing. Here's my thing. Viruses, if you know anything about viruses scientifically, it's something that your body creates. It's not really something that's contagious. Okay, it's something that your body creates. All right, and that's a whole nother video because that's something else a lot of people don't know that I would have to explain. Like, a lot of people think that hand sanitizer could kill a virus. No, it just kills like bacteria, and it can't do anything as far as the coronavirus goes because it's not killing a virus, it's just killing bacteria. You understand? But the alcohol inside of the hand sanitizer, depending upon if it's 60% or higher, can, prevent like virus. Okay. So, anyway, when we're talking about 60 gigahertz here. Okay. 60 gigahertz was just 5G. 60 gigahertz. All right. When you are around any type of 60 gigahertz frequency, you're presented with a problem. Okay, because with 60 gigahertz, it absorbs oxygen. That frequency absorbs oxygen, and it changes the way that oxygen enters the body. Okay. Now, you know what oxygen is. If you know anything about oxygen, you know it's two atoms basically. It's like atom O and atom O2. All right. And with those two together, it creates, oxygen. So it impacts oxygen when somebody please stop texting me. I'm trying to explain something with these two molecules. I mean, when you have a molecule in the okay, the two atoms and molecule, you throw me off. Throw me off. There are little electrons that the two molecules are sharing. Okay, and they move at a certain speed. Those electrons. All right, and they move at those certain speeds, and when that oxygen enters into our body, we have a protein inside of our body that transforms it and puts it inside of our bloodstream and into our brain and stuff like that. But when we are around uh, like anything that is 60 hertz frequency, that frequency changes the oxygen to where the electrons are moving at a faster speed. So if they're moving this way, all right, when we are inhaling, oxygen on a regular day, when we are around 60 gigahertz frequency, it's moving a lot faster. So the protein in the body is having a hard time transforming it into something our body can contain. That's why when you look at China, you see people just randomly just dropping because they're not getting enough oxygen. The oxygen, they're not getting the proper oxygen because the frequency is altering the oxygen that they're breathing in. And the protein that we have, I think it's called hemoglobin. The protein hemoglobin is what basically transforms the oxygen for us. And it can't transform it for us when the electrons on the molecules are moving as fast as they're moving in the oxygen. Okay. So that's what it's boiled down to at the end of the day. And I think that these companies, these networks that are using 5G and 4G and whatever, a lot of times they don't want people to know this. It's a lot of information that isn't told to the masses for a reason. You don't want to go around and tell a whole bunch of people that you created something that they love so much that is actually harming their body. So you got to figure out another way to basically mind fuck them into believing, what's happening to their body is something else. So that's where the conspiracy theory comes in with a lot of people, to where, they're saying, um, this coronavirus is spread by 5G, and the bigger companies are trying to cover up the fact that the 5G is harming us by saying that this virus is the reason why everyone is getting sick. Well, really, I believe because it just kind of got to a boiling point with the world, why everyone is starting to use cell phones and technology like crazy. The radiation is harming the planet and the people. You have to understand, there were things happening before this, all right, that we kept trying to say to the world, there's global warming, or there's something happening with our weather, our planet is changing, the animals are changing, everything is changing, and nowhere in anybody's mind did they think it had anything to do with the radiation coming from the technology that we use. Because the radiation isn't just coming off of our cell phones, it's any type of technology that we use that is wireless. Think about that. Mostly everything we damn near use is wireless. So those wavelengths, that frequency, we're not supposed to have around us as human beings. And that's where the biggest issue is. So our technology is helping us, but it's also harming us at the same time. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people get on the social media for entertainment purposes, and they start talking about the Rona, and they start talking about these conspiracy theories, but they don't understand the reality of the situation. And what's very real about this is the radiation from the products that we are using. And yes, I'm telling the truth. You can go look it up for yourself. It's not something that I'm just pulling out my ass. It's something that's really true. If you knew anything about science, like I'm in the tech field. So of course, technology is something that I'm always interested in. Science is something that I'm always interested in, but I never talk about it on my channel because for some reason on this platform, it's hard for you to find people who are actually would take what I'm saying serious because I am black, because I am a woman. I just said, when I first got on my channel, not when I first got on my channel, when I first started talking about being into computing on my channel, people made fun of me. I did a video where I sat in front of everybody and built a laptop, right? And it was just basic stuff. It was just an older laptop that I had stopped working. So I went and bought a shell, would have bought like the outside pieces of a shell and whatever pieces I needed, and I built a laptop. And I posted the video onto my channel, and people made fun of me. They found ways to say, basically, you're black, you're a woman, you're not smart enough. You're a hoe. What do you know about, technology? And it just was like, okay. I remember back when I first went to school for computer networking. I went to school for computer networking in my early 20s, and I was the only female in the class. The only female in the class. And the boys picked on me every single day. Every single day. And I was only like 21, and they picked up on me every day. And I just couldn't take it anymore. So I stopped taking, I dropped out of college. And then eventually, a couple of years after that, I went back to college for business administration and business marketing. And so I let some other people's opinion of who I was stop me from doing whatever it is that I wanted to do. And it wasn't until later on that I went back to college for computer networking. And so people, especially men, pick apart everything that I say, and turn it into something negative or try to spin it into some weird conspiracy theory. And just like what I'm saying right here, as I'm sitting here and I'm talking about gigahertz, imagine what people, just like a person came into the comment section just now and said, is she telling the truth? I'm telling you something that is well known in the scientific community and the technology community. There were so many scientists out there that opposed the concept of 5G and told them not to basically release this because of the radiation. And no one basically listened because, I think it boils down to a pick your poison type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, something's gonna kill them anyway. Let's make some bread. You know what I mean? Or some, or little stuff like that. Like when we start talking about the tobacco industry and the alcohol industry, these people know that this stuff is gonna kill you, but they give it to you anyway. It's the same thing with a lot of these cleaning products. A lot of these birth control things, a lot of things. Like if you sit down and you watch regular TV off cable, like a regular TV channel, like maybe My 54, or like a little small local channel, and you see those commercials from those law firms, like you may be able to have a settlement because of this product you used. Like the baby powder thing, the talcum powder thing. People, all of these people were walking around here using it, and then they ended up with ovarian cancer, or some type of illness because of a product that they were using. That's why a lot of people are going around here saying they want organic products and organic foods and things like that. Because these are things that you have to factor in, because these companies, they claim to want to help you, but at the end of the day, you have to realize it's still a business and it's still about money. It's still about money at the end of the day. Like I was talking about on the live stream yesterday, or that, where I was talking about how right now we are in a shelter in place, and here in the Bay. We're in a shelter in place where people aren't supposed to be leaving their houses at all unless it's to get some food, get some exercise, or get some medicine. No social gatherings, anything like that. And so far, the streets are vacant. Okay, for the most part, all it is out here really is a whole bunch of truckers and people doing deliveries. Okay, are pretty empty, right? You don't have to convince a whole lot of people to stay home, because number one, they tired to begin with, and number two, they don't want to get sick. All right, but I feel like this was put in order because if nothing was done, whether this disease, this illness is serious or not, if nothing was done, there would have been mass, even worse hysteria than it is now. And so many people would have faced so many negative consequences between lawsuits, people complaining, swearing they got the virus from this restaurant or that event or blah, 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 that you would be a fool if you didn't comply to the shelter in place or to shutting down your restaurant or bar. Too many things would have went wrong. I mean, people would have been faking illness just to get a check. Because at the end of the day, the motive behind mostly every single human being, almost every single human being, if not every human being, is survival. And part of what helps us survive is money. And it's a big part. It's not a little part, it's a big ass part. So, of course, these companies, like, the people that's providing you with your 5G, your T-Mobiles and your whoever's, because all I know who promotes T-Mobile is the one that promotes 5G all of the time. T-Mobile is that one place that I swear to God, it's a whole bunch of other people I'm sure that have 5G, but I swear to God, all I see is T-Mobile advertising 5G all the time. 5G network this, 5G network that. So once these towers are all over the place, and you live next to a tower, you might end up just like the last set of people who were having issues when the 4G towers were next to them. And they were filing lawsuits because they were getting sick because the radiation from the tower, the frequency. We're not supposed to be in that frequency, anywhere near that frequency. Like I said, there are good frequencies and there are bad frequencies. Some frequencies you're just not supposed to be around. Some frequencies are just that bad for you. And that's what they were saying about the microwave, remember? And everybody was like, oh, this is a conspiracy theory. But you know how with the microwave, I think it's 2.4 gigahertz. And that's much lower. Think about what I said. A microwave now is 2.4 gigahertz. 5G is 60. That is a big ass gap. Okay? So your microwave ain't got nothing on your phone. You hear me? So with the microwave, you ever put some water in a cup and then put it in the microwave and then suddenly it's boiling It's like, you could do that with heat, right? But you could also do that with radiation. And when you see anything moving like that, that means the electrons in it have sped up. So what I was explaining earlier, where I was talking about the oxygen are sharing, the two molecules are sharing the electrons, and they're moving at a specific pace. So when the oxygen enters your body and the hemoglobin protein starts transforming it to where your body can use it, your brain is going into your blood. When it starts speeding up faster than that, your body can't produce, your body doesn't know how to function with that. So you're seeing like these screenshots. I mean, not these screenshots, but like these little clips of people walking in Wuhan and they just drop dead immediately. Or they haven't struggled, they're struggling with breathing. That's why. Because they're around a frequency they're not supposed to be in. And it's as simple as that. So it just got to its boiling point. That's all. That's it. It just got to a point where it's too much of it where they are. Wuhan is a central point for 5G everything. Go look it up. It's there for you. It's right there. I'm not talking to you about a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that the 5G virus is the 5G virus. The coronavirus is spread by 5G, like you're getting it right now because we're talking and I'm like sharing it with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm giving it to you right now via live stream. No, it's the radiation from the frequency, from the cellular waves. That's what it is. And so we in tech world, right? I'm in San Francisco, right? I'm in tech world. Okay? I don't see a lot of towers here. I saw more towers in Atlanta. I don't see a lot of towers. I know they're here. I think the way that they cover them may be different. Um, but usually when I see a tower, it's a lot of space around it. It's no one's living like directly underneath it. You know what I mean? But I do feel like the radiation on our planet is higher. And that's what's making everyone sick. I don't think it's wash your hands, be careful, you're going to get it to the next person. Because I remember my mom being sick, right? I remember thinking, where did she get this from? Because think about it. How can how can something spread the planet so quickly? What's the other thing that you know that goes viral quickly like that? Things on social media, right? What you post up instantaneously. It's like, damn, everybody sees your shit suddenly viral. That's the only other thing that does that. So it has to be something with your phone or your networks. In a day and age where you have, let's say for instance, we didn't have cell phones and all we had was our feet, donkeys, all right? It would take a while for a virus to spread around the world unless what we're experiencing has nothing to do with us touching each other. It has more to do with what we are all using at one time. We are all using the same technology all at one time. That's how it's getting all over the world. It isn't from us touching each other, traveling. Because I was like, how did she get? I was like, it's no way. I kept thinking to myself, how did she get this? Like, I couldn't understand. Then it dawned on me that maybe this is coming from somewhere else. Could be the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory. That's what the dumb people call it. That's what the dumb people that don't understand, science and technology would say. Because they don't understand it. People usually tag something they don't understand with a negative title. because they can't combat it. They can't intellectually like grasp that. I'm not saying it's 100% true that the coronavirus is not real. That's a damn conspiracy theory. The coronavirus is not real and it's spread through 5G. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a lot of people are getting ill around the world. And then some people even have this same virus and they're not even showing any type of symptoms. Apparently, it's supposedly a vaccine now, right? I don't know how true that is, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. And supposedly, this vaccine that you're getting is actually going to give you the virus and you'll have symptoms later. Now, here's my thing. They say that about the vaccines. Basically, the vaccines that we get when we're kids, they're basically giving us a piece of it. Like, for instance, the measles vaccine. What a lot of people don't understand is the measles vaccine or any other vaccine is basically them giving you a piece of the virus. That's why you end up getting sick. You ever seen some, you ever, okay, you got kids, right? Those of you who got kids, you took your kids to get vaccines, right? They always tell you, give them Tylenol. They'll have a fever. They're going to be moody. Blah, 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 blah. Because they make them sick. They give them the virus or whatever. When my son got vaccine, we had to give him Tylenol. He was moody. He didn't feel good. He had a fever. So why give us part of what you're trying to prevent us from having? Thank you, Mark, if that person was inappropriate. Thank you. Listen, everyone, my moderators will block you and they will time you out. And don't come into my live streams later on like, oh, I did nothing, trying to pretend like you're innocent. And the only reason why you were blocked is because you disagreed with me or you asked me a question that I didn't want to answer. That's not why a moderator will block you. A moderator will block you if you're expressing your opinion and it's disrespectful, like you're adding an insult on top of it. If you're being like annoying with your shit, a moderator will block you. Okay? So don't be annoying. Like you can come in and say whatever, but don't be annoying. You know what I mean? Don't be annoying. But as far as conspiracy theories go, I'm not explaining to you a conspiracy theory. It's not some magical thing that I'm making up or I'm pulling out my ass. You can go look for this, what I'm saying, yourself. Look up frequencies. Look up cellular waves. And you'll see that there were a shitload of scientists that were opposing 5G. They were like, don't do this. This is bad for the human race. This is bad for the body. I don't see this going too well. I just told you your microwave is 2.4 gigahertz. And that is harming you lightly. When you leap from 2.4 to 60, that's a big leap right there. That's not a little thing. You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all. Go listen. Ask anybody that does tell knows anything about being on them towers. Ask them how many gigahertz is 5G. I bet you they tell you 60. I bet they tell you 60. 60 gigahertz is too much for the human body. That's all I wanted to share. I want to, I want to explain to you molecules and electrons. If you know anything about molecules and electrons, you know that what I'm saying is true. You know that they move at a certain speed, and when they're in water, and when you put that water in the microwave, and you see it quickly heat up, it's because it's radiation heating it up. That's why it's getting hot. That's why I don't like to put stuff in the microwave. I'm against the microwave until I'm like starving. Then it's like, okay, Stouffer's dinner. Radiate this. Like you seen Back to the Future, where was it Back to the Future? No, it was they did it on Back to the Future too. But what I'm talking about is the Fifth Element. Remember the Fifth Element where she had like this little thing and she put it in the microwave for like 1 second, and then when she pulled it out, it was a big ass turkey. Yeah, that instant thing right there. Radiation. Anything that's instant like that, radiation. Like 5G. Like like your post on social media. You enter. Everyone sees it. How do you think everybody see it? How do you think it's getting from one server to another so quickly? Frequency and waves. And people never think about, how is this happening? How am I able to live stream right now? You can see me right now. It's like a maybe a couple of seconds delay. How do you think that's happening? When I don't have no strings on my phone, I'm not connected to a landline, nothing. It's a frequency. So what I'm saying to you is not some made up conspiracy theory that I like pulled out my ass. It's real, and you can go look for it yourself. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency. Just like when I talk about the law of attraction, this is why I sometimes I try not to talk about metaphysics as much. Like I want to talk about metaphysics on my channel like crazy. You know, because metaphysics is real, and metaphysics is something that I've always wanted to talk about. And of course, I got a metaphysics and spirituality playlist. But anytime I start talking about a source or a higher power or where I get my energy from, this whole religion thing starts to come into play. We start talking about Buddhism versus Christianity. It's like, oh my God, I cannot get onto social media and have intellectual content up for people that don't want to see it because they feel like because I'm black, I'm female, or um, I'm comfortable in my sexuality, that what I say outside of my mouth can't be trusted because I'm not intellectual, because I'm black and female and I'm comfortable with my sexuality or whatever. Oh, we don't like her because we don't like her foundation. So what she's saying about frequency can't be right. She don't got her eyelashes on, right? Come on. So the stuff that I see inside of my comment section, when I post my metaphysical content, when I post my content about technology, when I post content about something that actually matters, that you can actually learn from me, people want to reject it. I mean, I spent a long time talking about relationships. I spent a long time talking about the black community, right? You all saw that. Everybody was there for that. Everybody wanted to sit and, have intellectual conversation about that. But when I start talking about science and technology, y'all not here for it. When I start talking about metaphysics and stuff outside of that, I don't have an audience for that. So it's like now that, I've slowed down on my channel and I'm not posting as much, I'm just trying to figure out what I really want to do with my channel. And some content that I post that might be about technology or spirituality or metaphysics or current events, the monetization is taken off. YouTube will swear up and down that they want their content creators to make social change. They tell us that they want us to spread awareness. But when we put up content like this to help people have a better understanding of what's happening to them and the world around them, they take the monetization off because advertisers don't want to advertise on stuff that could possibly make people think harder. They don't want you guys to think harder. They want you guys to sit there like vegetables, watch TV, buy their products. The end. Because at the end of the day, this is about money. This isn't about a conspiracy theory. This isn't about the sickness. This isn't even about the frequency or the wavelength. For them, it's about money. And let the chips fall where they may. And only the intellectual can be able to understand what I'm saying. And I, like I said, I try to speak from a layman's term type of, vibe so that people can, hear me out. I don't want to be too damn technical. Like I'm sitting here, or scientific. I'm sitting here talking about molecules and electrons, and people are like, huh? Like, what? Like, wait, am I gonna get a Scooby snack for this? Okay, I'll sit here and listen to your little molecule and frequency story. You know what I mean? Then I got people who hear me. The people that do hear me, the people that understand what I'm saying, the people that are interested in this type of content, you guys got to tell me that. Y'all got to start putting that in my comment section, and y'all got to start being supportive of that type of content. Because the only reason why I haven't been posting it is because people weren't supportive of it. People were more supportive seeing me and my baby daddy arguing over our son than they were of hearing information about this. Think about it. Think about this. Inside of my live stream right now, it is 29 people. 29 people, and I only got 9 likes. 9. You see what I'm saying? Like, in one of my live streams the other day, I had 60 people in there when I was talking about my mother having a coronavirus. People was watching it, you know? But now that I'm talking about technology and something that they really need to be aware of, I guess they feel like, there's nothing that they could do about it because they need their cell phones. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's like, I don't care if the 5G radiation is killing me. I need my phone. I'm sorry. I need to be able to take my selfie and post it on Instagram. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that. You guys, I was telling my mother yesterday, there's a picture in my stories, right? And this is going to freak you out because I can't believe this is like this. There's a picture in my stories, right? I think it's over 700 people that have viewed it. I don't know if you can see the statistics or can you see what's happening with it, but over 700 people, 769 people have looked at that story. And it's under like 25 likes. That's what happens. I get all of these views on videos, right? And the likes aren't there. It's like people read my stuff and they talk to me about it, but they don't like it. I'm trying to get people to understand something. If you want me to stay on YouTube and you like the content that I post and you want to talk about more stuff like this or whatever it is that you want to talk about, you got to tell me. You got to tell me. You know what I mean? If there are things that you want to learn, if there are things that's interesting to you that I talk about, you have to say that. Don't just watch me. Tell me, engage. I think a lot of people felt like my comment section is still off. I been turned my comment section on a year ago. I seen a guy come into my comment section and say, "Oh, your comment section is back on." I'm like, "When the last time you watched me?" My comment section been on for a year. Like, come on, man. Like, what are y'all talking about? You know, I think that um, the part about me that I think might be uncomfortable to a lot of people is I encourage people to be independent thinkers. I don't want a cult of people following me around. Like, Soncerae, you know what I mean? Eat, drink, sleep me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want y'all to do that. I want you to come here and visit, and when see something positive, laugh, talk about something, and go home. Go home to your family. Get off social media. And I think that's one thing that makes me different from a lot of content creators because a lot of content creators want like this cult following. They want people to be like super supportive and loyal, but at the same time, they want them to drink the Kool-Aid. See, I want you to be supportive. I want you to be loyal because I love you guys. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't even still be doing videos because let me tell you something. It's a lot of people out there who are like, Soncerae, please do not stop doing videos. Can you please just not just do it? I watch them. So that's what keeps me going. The negativity or the hate or the not getting as many likes and stuff like that doesn't really bother me as much. And that's why I keep doing it. But I just want more people who are watching me to speak up because you're watching every move I make, but you're not saying anything. I was thinking maybe some of y'all got blocked by my moderators because y'all ain't know how to act. Y'all ain't know how to act in the Queen's house. You know what I mean? Tisk, tisk, tisk. You know? Listen, so I gotta go. It's 43, but I gotta go. It's early. Um, I wish we could do a video collab. Dragon Manifest. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to make you sign a non-disclosure agreement and another type of agreement that you're not about to be getting on the social media trying to drag me, lying about me and stuff. That's what's happening with the other collaborations. So I'm probably going to have to send out contracts from now on if I do collaborations. And that's sad because I used to just want to do collaborations. But for some reason, everybody that I've done a collaboration with turn around and pretend like they got some major problem with me and like we got some beef out of nowhere just so they can get some hits, some views or something. And I don't be beefing with nobody. Like, I don't really be caring. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. I ain't about to sit up here and make a series of videos about how much I can't stand you. If anything, I'll defend myself, and I'm barely doing that because I don't want to talk about that stuff no more. Lil J Atlanta, when you coming back to Atlanta? I actually have no reason to come back to Atlanta, except for I keep telling my friends that I keep telling my friends to come here. You know, California is a beautiful place. Come here. You know what I mean? Come check me out. You know, I I might bring my son there to see the rest of his family on his father's side, and that's as far as it goes with me. I'm not gonna like be there. I'm not gonna live there. I see Atlanta from a distance still, and I miss stuff like Zaxby's, Papados, and shit like that. But I don't miss the culture of that place and how people treat each other. You know what I mean? Anyway, this was my electronic warfare live stream. Again, don't forget, you guys, I am going to change my channel to where it will be membership only as far as live streams go. Of course, I'll post my regular like edited stuff that I haven't posted. I haven't posted anything edited in a long time. It's been 2 months, I think. You know, my edited videos where you guys see my intro and stuff like that. That's all that's going to be on my YouTube channel. If you're not a member, you'll be able to see those. But members will only be the ones who will see my live streams. YouTube members, or you can go into Instagram and see my free live streams there at the real Soncerae. You know, you can go check that out. But yeah, I'll try to you know, do more of it. Your body doesn't create viruses. Lord. Your body I thought I just explained this. So I coming in late. Um it's not that your body creates viruses. Your body creates a reaction to something that it's experiencing. Okay, so when people sit here and we're talking about the coronavirus, to me, that virus isn't something that's being contracted from each other. It's something that's happening, hovering over us, that's creating it, which is most likely to me the radiation. And I just explained the radiation being the reason why people are having a difficult time breathing. Because in a 60 gigahertz atmosphere, the oxygen is impacted differently. So the insides of our body, the protein inside of our body that basically transforms the oxygen and puts it into our blood and into our brain, can no longer do what it needs to do. That protein, that hemoglobin protein, it can't transform it in our body, the oxygen in our body, because the frequency, okay, the gigahertz, the 60 gigahertz frequency impacts oxygen, it changes it. So the electrons inside of the molecules, the O and O2 are sharing electrons. And those electrons are moving at a certain speed. And the frequency is making the speed of the electrons go faster. Okay? So because those electrons are moving faster, the oxygen is transformed into something else, and our body cannot inhale. Well, we can inhale it, but the protein is not going to be able to, filter it and change and put it into our blood and into our brain. That's what's happening. But I mean, I can bring a horse to water, can't make him drink it, whatever. Mister, I'm a nurse. Oh, I saw you the other day. Let me tell you something about nurses. Nurses. I can tell you like this. No nurse in the history of nurses has time to be trolling me. Especially not around this time. The way the planet is going on, what's happening with the planet right now, no nurse has time to be watching all of my live streams. You're not no damn nurse. You a troll. I know the difference between a troll and a damn nurse. What's wrong with y'all? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I decided to put my live streams on paid members only, so I won't have to deal with people like this pretending to be nurses and trolling and stuff like that. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't have to be. First of all, as I'm sitting here and I'm talking about gigahertz and oxygen and H2O and stuff, and you're telling people I'm lying about electrons and uh, atoms and stuff. How would a nurse know that? You would have to be a scientist to know that, not a nurse. Not a nurse. You know, nurse might know that if she does phlebotomist. Isn't that what it is? Phlebobologist. They might know because they deal with blood, so they might know how oxygen, affects blood. So they might know about molecules and electrons and stuff like that. You know, my birthday is June 1st. My birthday is June 1st. I'm a Gemini. Um, but back to what I was saying. The what was that? I was explaining oxygen again. So did everybody get it? Did everybody get it? Did everybody understand? Troll father number two. Troll father number two. Let me answer your question. I have three other videos on my channel about my mom. Go watch them. If you watch them, you wouldn't be coming into my chat saying this right now. You're a troll, and I don't want trolls in my space, especially ones that don't listen. Like you heard, like I'm pretty sure if you asking me that question, you either heard about my mom being sick or you saw the videos already and you're coming into my chat to cause a problem. And that's what's getting you blocked. I don't owe you anything. Like I don't have to answer your questions. I think people feel like I have to answer them, but I don't. I answer them by choice, you know. But I'm not going to entertain foolishness. I did that enough on YouTube, and I just feel like I don't know, it's pointless. It's pointless. I think a lot of the times on YouTube, YouTube has this big problem where it allows all types of mentally unstable people who are not intellectual, people that have no respect for human race or people, to come onto this platform and have a voice that wouldn't necessarily be heard on a regular day. Um, I try not to disrespect anybody, but there's a reason why I'm very limited about what I'm speaking about as far as my mother goes, because people tend to try to attack my mom, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, yeah. So hold on, let's plug up my phone. 75 and 80s were great years. I know that's so true. Mike, I'm about to get off the live stream. I've been on it for 53 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta go work. But yeah, so that's what I have to say about, phones and stuff. So anyway, I'll talk more about this stuff later on at a later date. Um, y'all show Mike some love. Mike's my brother. Show him some love there. Can you see me? Is my live stream stuck? No. Oops. Is my live stream stuck? Can you guys see me? It looks like it's stuck. Can you hear me? You can hear me? I don't know why I'm stuck like that. I gotta go, y'all. Bye.